As you know, we represent whistleblowers, 2 FBI whistleblowers that have testified already on Capitol Hill. One of the cases we have involving the whistleblowers is already at the Court of Appeals in the District of Columbia, because the way you litigate those cases is you start, which is very unusual, you start at the Court of Appeals and then you go to the Supreme Court of the United States. So it's one step away from going to the highest court. Some of them have lost their livelihood, but yet not being fired, so they can't get other jobs. So they suspend them without pay, and they can't and suspend their security clearance, and they can't do anything else. Yeah, it's outrageous.
We've absolutely seen that from this administration, that if anybody disagrees with anything that they have to say, they are going to get attacked. They're going to use whatever branch they have, administrative, tool they can use to go after these people and shut them down.
Yeah, and you mentioned administrative tools. Well, one of them is you suspend them without pay, suspend their security clearance, and under the FBI guidelines, they can only get $7,000 of outside income. Well, you can't feed your family with kids on $7,000 a year. But they're intentionally doing that. So we've got those situations. Then yesterday we mentioned the situation with the IRS. And that one, Logan, I think when you look at it in the scope of what the government was even thinking about doing, it is so outrageous. We almost spent an hour on it yesterday. It was that outrageous.
Yeah, when you go down the list of all of the things all the documents that exist, including how many? 1,677 documents with the word Bible. That's 56,000 plus pages. You have something like Word of God having over 26,000 pages of references. It is an absurd 345,000 pages plus. That's just how much they could account for with the words that we had in the essentially search, which are all essentially Christian-related words, or be on the lookout. Those are the things that came up. So hundreds of thousands of pages. And clearly a very intentional form of targeting.
We are focusing this month on what we call our ACLJ champions. Those are the 15,000 people right now that support the ACLJ each and every month. They're recurring donors. We want to double that in the next 12 months. So at this time next year, in October of next year, we want to say we're at 30,000 ACLJ champions. Take a listen.
Some people think champions are born.
That it's a title that requires something only a handful can ever possess.
But being a champion only requires a decision.
Choosing what is right.
Even when the loudest voices in the room say it's wrong or that it can't be done.
And then following it through, no matter the cost.
It can be a difficult stand.
But it's one any of us can make, including you.
Including you.
Including you.
Including you.
You can change things. You can make a difference.
You could be a champion.
We can't do what we do without you.
By becoming a monthly donor, you can become a champion of life.
A champion of liberty, a champion of freedom.
Please join us.
Please join us.
Please join us. Become an ACLJ champion today.
Go to aclj.org/champions to become an ACLJ champion today. It's real simple. You just go there, sign up, very simple form. You obviously can cancel at any time if you feel like you can't do it financially. We know that this is a hard time for a lot of people, but if you can, whether that's at $5 or more, we'd appreciate it. Again, it's aclj.org/champions. But we also, as you said, don't put our content behind paywalls like that. So there's a ton of incredible resources you can get by just going to aclj.org right now. Again, go to aclj.org, look at the incredible video content, the blogs, the articles that comes from this panel, and more.